So this started as a short, and Jim, you were in that short. A lot of the folks outside of, I can't think of anyone that wasn't other than the younger guy. He was the only one that wasn't. You had to change him.
Jeremy. Well, yeah, unfortunately. I love him. Jeremy's amazing. But I just want to correct you. It actually started as a feature. Never wanted to make a short, never intended to make a short, had the feature script, and couldn't get that made, couldn't get that financed right away. So then we condensed it to a short.
To do the proof of
purchase. To do the proof of concept, and then went back to the feature a year later. So yeah.
Plus my rate is $2 million a day. So it took a while to come up with my fees.
The investors were like, we really need to see his performance in a short before we can determine whether or not we want to pay him $2 million a day.
His TV stuff doesn't count. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I've got to ask then, how much of your original script, gosh, what was that, like 2014, 2015?
Yeah.
When did that, how much change was it after you did the short and then coming into kind of the final reshoots?
I mean, I've lost track because there's so many drafts of like specific changes, but I'd say like a lot of the dialogue changed. And you know, in the short, we condensed it to 20 pages, so we lost characters. Like we weren't able to showcase every character in the short that we had in the feature. We cut scenes, obviously. So we adjusted a little bit of the dialogue. We adjusted a couple plot points and tried to like strengthen Jeff's action on trying to save the bowling alley. But you know, it was nothing major. I mean, like the idea of and the main plot has all stayed the same since the original draft of the feature.
As far as the bowling alley, was it the same bowling alley or is it?
It was the same bowling alley. We shot it in Lansing, Illinois, right outside Chicago. Jim can tell you a little funny story.
I was raised in Lansing, Illinois, right outside of Chicago. So she tells me, and then I get the location, the Lan Oak Lanes, where I bowled as a kid on a league. And my high game, I always say 218. I don't know why that stuck in my head, but it did.
125.
Well, my average, I was not a good bowler, but one day, it just kept working, and I got 218. I have no idea. But yeah, so literally, we shot in the bowling alley. It was my bowling alley that I was raised with in Lansing, Illinois, outside of Chicago.
Well, that's crazy.
No, that was just coincidence. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but awesome.
When did you start getting everyone on board? You know, John and Jim. I mean, when did everyone come on board?
Yeah, I think there were the first two people I got on board, like right when I had started writing, you know, we had like maybe the second or third draft going, my writing partner Rachel and I had gone to Sundance. This was like 2015, and I met this guy Steve Berg at an after party, and he plays Frank in the movie. Hilarious. And I just like started talking to him at an after party, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is Frank. And I was like, yo, this is gonna sound super weird, but I just finished my first feature script. Like, would you read it? I think you'd be great for a role. And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And so he gave me his number and his email. And then I recently found out he thought I was an agent. So yeah, so that happened. And then around the same time, I found out Jim went to a rival high school of mine. So a small town outside of Chicago. And I was like, well, I guess I'll just Facebook message him and see what's going on in his life. And I think it ended up being good timing because that was when Parks and Rec was ending.
Yeah.
So I messaged him just saying, I have a script, I think. I don't know. I'd have to look back at it. It's probably too cringy.
And then he said, let's just grab coffee. And we did. And she's awesome. And next thing you know, I'm on board.
It was cool. I mean, I remember I was getting on a plane to go somewhere. I don't remember where I was going, but I was getting on a plane when you messaged me back. And I was like, the whole plane ride, I was like, yes, he's going to read the script. So I sent it, and yeah.
Can I ask about you and your writing partner? You guys have worked on a couple films together, some shorts.
Yeah. You do have a research team.
It's just me. I don't know if it's a team.
Oh, okay. You do your research well.
As far as sense of humor, what do you guys look to as kind of inspiration? Because I found myself giggling throughout this film at like the little weirdest moments and little intricate parts that were just kind of thrown in there. That, but I'm curious, what are your inspirations and what do you like to watch? Because I found myself like clicking. I was like, they're funny.
I am all over the map on that one. But I would say, you know, like where I draw my humor from tragedy or like, you know, where I pull those moments from, I'm a big Coen Brothers fan as well as Wes Anderson. And I think subconsciously sometimes I reference things like that and pull from that. I mean, obviously, The Big Lebowski, people, when I started making this movie, I had never seen The Big Lebowski. And when I said I'm making a movie in a bowling alley, everyone's like, oh, The Big Lebowski. And I was like, what's that? And then I watched The Big Lebowski and I was like, it's going to be nothing like this, but thank you for making me watch it because it's an incredible movie. Yeah.
Jim, what attracted you to the script other than the crazy connections? I mean, you're getting rid of kind of this great run on Parks and Rec, but why dive into this little film with Kendall? What made you?
It's so simple. I've been trying to get this out to filmmakers for years. If you give actors a good script and they can fit it in their schedule, even though there's not a lot of money and blah, 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 they're going to make it work because actors love to act, especially if you give them an opportunity to do something they're not normally doing. And I'm the heavy in this, no pun intended. How dare you do a fat joke, Kendall? No, but I'm I'm the bad guy. Like I'm the, Jim O'Heir, this face, this, as they say, oh, that punum is what it is.
My grandma would say
yes, of course, please, I've heard it forever. And so when you read a script that you get to do something different, that's just the best. Yeah. And it wasn't a script, because I've read scripts, you get sent scripts all the time. And you can tell in the first 5 pages if this is legit. And by legit, I mean well written, what I'm saying? She presented a real script, a solid script with ideas and thoughts and humor and emotion and everything. So for me, it was a no-brainer. Again, it always comes down to schedule. If you can make it work, and Kendall went out of her way for all of us to make it work. Yeah. And that's, if I can get nothing else out there, I always, to new filmmakers, reach out, try to find actors. If it's a good script, they make their money doing TV and film, big films and TV shows, but they want to act. They want to do good work. So give them a good script and they'll do it.
I just remembered how I thought of you for this role. Like, I just remembered this right now. Yes. No, God, you guys are disgusting. Okay, so I saw a short that you were in. It was like the boats, like Pixar one.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was like, you're obviously at the time we're known for Jerry, and like he's the kind-hearted, pushover, jolly guy. And I was like, well, he's doing something totally different. He's a great actor, and like I would love to expand upon that. And no, I remember, yeah. No, so like
boats,
that's what I saw.
I was kind of the dick in boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
If I can say that, I don't know.
Yeah, of course, we're on the line. You can say whatever. Okay. We won't do the nudity, but
yeah, please cut that out.
What's it mean though to come to a festival? Not all actors travel to the festival with their films that are like this. What made you want to come to Tallgrass with Kendall?
A couple of reasons. One, it's Kendall. And 2, I haven't seen the film yet, so I'm going to see it tonight for the first time.
For real?
Super excited. Okay. Yeah, it's just, there's been other opportunities. I've been working. It all comes down to work schedules, and I'm working on other stuff. So
He's always working.
Well, I've been knock on wood. I've been very blessed, and so I've been busy, but. So this weekend worked, and it's Kendall. Once you get to know her, you'll do it. She has complete power. Complete power over me. I think she has complete power over John Heder. I think she has ultimate power.
So the stress factor has to be a little higher this time, knowing Jim hasn't even seen this.
Well, you would think. But honestly, I know that if he doesn't like it, he'll just stand up in the middle of the movie and yell, Kendall, we're over. And then he'll walk out. And I only have to deal with that for 10 seconds.
I will throw a drink in your face, and then I'll walk out.
You didn't say that.
But I will do that.
Oh.
Hashtag me too. And then I'm out the door.
Oh boy, I'm not looking forward to this.
I never thought Me Too would enter into this interview.
No, let's take that out. Jim, you're turning this conversation. No, but honestly, no, I'm not stressed because I've now seen this movie more times than I need to, and I've screened it. This is our oh my gosh, I keep saying 16. This is our 15th of 17 festivals. So we're nearing our festival run, or nearing the end of our festival run, and then it's coming out. So I think I'm very excited. Because, the only people in the cast who have seen it are John, who plays Jeff, and Steve, who plays Frank. So you still have to see it. Yeah. Anna, Maya, Brendan, Rich, no one else has seen it. So we're doing an LA screening and a Chicago screening soon for the cast and the crew. But Yeah, just kind of like, I think I'll be nervous for the Chicago screening, just because like,
That's family and friends. I've always said, put me in front of 1,000 strangers. I have no nerves at all.
me too.
Give me 4 or 5 family and friends.
Yeah. Let's invite all
start
your
getting
family,
this-
by the way, to the Chicago screening.
They'd love it.
Yeah, I
love
know.
it.
We have to sell
They'll be
out the
there.
music box,
They'll
so.
be there.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm that nervous. No.
What's it mean to you that you will have a theatrical run? That this is
Well, it's not necessarily a theatrical run. We're gonna do a couple premieres in an LA theater and a Chicago theater. The big thing to me is like, I've always wanted to screen in the Music Box Theater because I love that theater so much, and the fact that I do get to premiere my first movie there. Hopefully sell it out, 700 seat, beautiful theater. I'm sure it's like the Orpheum, like very beautiful and ornate. That's really special. And then just the fact that we did get distribution is exciting. And it'll be a digital release on December 7th. It's coming out on iTunes, and it will be available on Amazon and Microsoft and PlayStation and Vudu and then Netflix. So.
And then I've got to ask, so as far as getting to the end of the festival run, what have been some of the great reactions you've had for people watching the film?
I was telling Jim this earlier. Yesterday, I was at Twin Cities with John, Twin Cities Film Festival in Minneapolis, and we had a pre-party before the screening at a bowling alley, and we met the owner and invited him, and he was sitting in like the very, very back top row of the theater, and like during the Q&A, like he asked the last question, or it wasn't a question, it was just like, I said, come and tell me how you feel, tell me if you think it's authentic, and he just started crying during the Q&A and was like, you know, this is what I love about my home and what I can do for people and make them happy. And like he said he really related to it, which means a lot to me because I didn't know a lot about bowling before I made this movie. My intention wasn't to make like a bowling movie. It was just to make a movie in a bowling alley about the people that live and survive and come in and out of the place, you know? So to know that was authentic to him, I almost started crying. I was like, this is awesome. And I think the coolest thing to me has been every screening is different, and people come up to me afterwards or say during the Q&A, they all relate to the movie in different ways. Everyone relates to different characters. People talk about you, people talk about Maya and Anna, like everyone finds something different and unique in the film, which is cool because I only made it with a couple things in mind about myself and how I relate to the film. And everyone's finding something different, which is, makes me really happy.
So I've got a last question. I'd love to know what's next for you guys, where we can find more info about the film, and then, what's next?
In life, work-wise? There's a show called Suits that's been on a lot of years, and they're doing a spin-off. And right now it's called the it's USSO. Unnamed Suits spin-off, USSO. Yeah, it's crazy when you show it
Suits that was on USA?
It's now they're doing a spin-off with a Gina Torres character, and I'm Superintendent.
Are you shooting in Chicago?
Chuck Hargrove. No, LA. Yeah, they shoot Suits in Montreal, but they're shooting it in LA. So that part worked out great. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of TV stuff. I've been fortunate. I'm in a movie now. I have a cameo, me and Nick Offerman from Parks, called Bad Night at the El Royale.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes. Nick's at the beginning of the film. I'm at the end. And actually, it was so funny. Some review came out yesterday, and it said if they had marketed it as Nick and Jim from Parks open and close this film, it would have had a whole different. I was like, yeah, they should have done that. So yeah, I'm a character actor, and that's a good thing to be. I know you look at me and you think, oh God, he looks like Brad Pitt, but no, I am a character actor, and so you can do all sorts of different things, and what's been changing for me, which I love, is people are giving me a chance to do more dramatic stuff that I don't, because I'm known as the big funny wacky guy, whatever, which is great too. Love comedy, but it's nice to get a chance like this superintendent role. He is not funny, he's just a hard ass, and so yeah, I'm doing that.
Cool. That's awesome.
That's awesome. What are you up to, Kendall?
Oh gosh. Got a couple things in development. Mainly just trying to get Jeff out into the world, as well as I'm trying to adapt a book that I really love. And I am shooting a comedy docuseries with Steve Berg.
Really?
Yes.
Love Steve Berg. He shot
Yes.
a lot in Austin. So
He's amazing.
we love him. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Well, guys, thank you for chatting with us.
Oh, wait. Where to find the film?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I knew I was forgetting something. WhenJeffMovie.com. And all of our social media handles are at WhenJeffMovie. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at WhenJeffMovie. And if you follow along, we'll have announcements about, when everything's coming out. But December 7th is the release date.
Thank you, guys.
Cool.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Fun.